All right, we are live.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our fourth episode of Inside the Director's Studio. I'm here with the lovely Kivian Harris. Hello,
Hello.
Kivian.
Hi.
So, my name is Jessica Velarde, and I'm an independent sales director with Mary Kay, and I'll be your host today and again, and next week, and the week after that, hopefully. So, before we begin, I actually always will like to do a little housekeeping, Kivian. So, um, if you are not in Mary Kay and you're watching this right now, and you have a consultant, please go ahead and tag her in the post below this video. And then at the end, we're going to actually ask some questions to Kivi. If you have some questions for Kivian or myself, you can just go ahead and put them in the comments, and then I'll go through the post at the very end, and we'll try our best to go ahead and answer them. So again, thanks so much for joining us. I'm actually going to pull up your info here, Kivian. And so one of the reasons, so I always like to let people know that one of the reasons that I started to do this is because I feel that on the outside, people, most people see a catalog, they see skincare, they see lipstick, but they don't really know the true Mary Kay and the Mary Kay heart, right? And
Yeah.
so what an amazing thing that was just put out. And so if you guys have Facebook, go into Mary Kay's Facebook page, and we just had a contest where consultants and directors, anyone in Mary Kay were able to send a picture of a Mary Kay moment that they had, and it was such a beautiful display. Excuse me. It was such a beautiful display of what Mary Kay is really about and the heart of Mary Kay. I mean, and I posted it in this group, and as I'm going, there was like 36 pictures, and as I'm going, I'm like sobbing. And such beautiful stories and such a beautiful example of what goes on in Mary Kay. And so one of the reasons why I came up with this idea was I love James Lipton. And the second thing is, I actually, I felt like throughout this whole thing, the one thing missing was that we weren't able to, like, I feel like we have incredible leaders in Mary Kay, right? People like you, people like Tara. And so I feel like we needed some sort of platform to remind people that, of your greatness, really, and what your contributions to Mary Kay, and how you lead by example, and you continue to lead even through a pandemic, right? And so this is a platform. And
Love
excuse me, like I talked to you behind the scenes, my allergies are really bad today. Okay, so welcome, and I'm going to go ahead and introduce Kivian. So Kivian is a mom of 4 boys. There's a special place in heaven for
You might hear them. Yeah, you might hear them because
4
their
boys.
game room, like their man cave, is like right next to my office. So if you hear screaming, it's them. Yes.
That's awesome. And they range from 15 to 6 years old. Oh my gosh, how old? So who's who? How old are they?
So Landon is 15. Nathan is going to be 14 next month.
Okay.
And Sammy just turned 12, and then my baby is 6. Yeah, going on 30. He's like, he runs the house.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Okay. That's amazing. So you're married to your husband, John, for almost 23 years. That's amazing. You've been building your Mary Kay business for 13 years. Wow, that's a long time. Prior to Mary Kay, you were an occupational therapist.
Yes.
You've earned 5 cars with Mary Kay. Awesome. 2 being the pink Cadillac. Yay. And you're currently driving pink. That's awesome. And your highest check in 1 month was $8,900. Oh my gosh, that's almost a $10,000 check.
No, we're getting there.
Awesome. I love that. You have Circle of Achievement. You've done the Circle of Achievement 4 times. That's incredible. That I always say the Circle of Achievement is the true testament of leadership, really. I mean, if you're bringing up your team to do stuff, that's amazing. And you are the daughter of Senior National Sales Director Emeriti Vivian Diaz. Welcome. Okay. So that's quite an extensive list. That's awesome.
Oh,
Awesome, awesome. So, I've had the pleasure of working with you. You know, when we do our events at the Caddy Shack and that sort of thing, we always have a fun time.
I know. I was
But
thinking about that the other day. I was kind of reminiscing as I was preparing for this and going, okay, so where did I meet Jessica? Let's think about, and I just thought about like the everything at the Caddy Shack, even the thing that we did. What was that thing that we did? I don't know, but we were interviewing each other. We did a lot of practice things. I was thinking about the 5K that we did 2 years
that
ago,
was so
right?
much fun.
And it was so much fun. And we were able to walk and chat and just kind
Yes,
of,
fun
just be
stuff.
amongst all
Great.
these amazing, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we
And then
have great
I
memories.
I love that. Like I always say, like you live in New York, right? And I'm like, when, if it wasn't for Mary Kay, right? We
Yeah.
would never meet. We would never have connected or whatever. So I love my Mary Kay. So did I miss anything in the accolades? I think we're good with that, right? I
Yeah,
covered.
no, we're good with that. I mean, listen, besides being mommies and wives, and running incredible Mary Kay businesses, I'm also a worship leader at church. My husband's a full-time pastor. So if
Oh,
there's anybody who is, listening in, what I love so much about how Mary Kay and just ministry just comes together is really just, you know, um, just having the values that Mary Kay Ash built her company on, which is God first, family second, career third. So I love that even within my Mary Kay business, I can still share my faith. I can share God's love, and so that's just been an awesome connection that I've been able to bring the two, because I'm very passionate about ministry and about just sharing God's love and Jesus's heart with people, and then Mary Kay business. So it just goes hand in hand.
I love that. I love that. So I shared all of your accolades, and you just shared a little bit about you working in your ministry. And so, do you want to give us a little background, like what we call like your I story, to share with the audience so that they know? I feel like so many of us, we come from different walks of life. We all come different backgrounds. A lot of us had life happen to us. And so um, I always like to give people kind of a little bit of a snapshot into hashtag my MK life. And so, I know there's got to be somebody out there that at some level will relate to your story. So if you want to give us like a quick little synopsis, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. So I say I joined Mary Kay when I was 2 years old, because don't I look young? Because my mom started her business when I was just 2 years old, and so I quickly found that Mary Kay starter kit and started sampling the products. My mom tells the story all the time, is how she found me in the closet with some rouge on my face, that I just kind of got in there at 2, and you know what 2-year-olds do when they get their hands and stuff. And so I guess I was bound, to just kind of walk this Mary Kay journey. However, I did not ever think, you guys, that I would become a Mary Kay beauty consultant. I love what it brought into my home. I loved, we always talk about being in the pink bubble, right? Because within that pink bubble, it's so full of motivation and recognition and women that are going to empower you. And there's no backbiting, and there's nothing that in that pink bubble that we would see at a regular job.
Sure.
And so I was raised in that, and so I guess going out at 18 years old, my parents allowed me to just kind of take my journey. I always wanted to become a special education teacher, but a teacher talked to me about occupational therapy. I went, did that, and I did that for 13 years. And I quickly, and though I loved it because I worked with a geriatric population, and I found that that population just needs a lot more love, and they don't get as much attention as they really deserve. And so I really loved that, working in the rehab setting. But I quickly found that, I just, I can't explain it, but it became more about money than it did about people. And I'm more about people than I am about anything else. And at that time, I was kind of dabbling in my Mary Kay business, and I really did it more for my mom. She's like, "Come on, let's give it a try," blah blah blah, and I was like, you know, whatever. And then I gave up on it. But one day, I called my husband and I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I can't. Like, I really think I just need to do Mary Kay full time. And him being the very smart man that he is, because if he didn't, then he knew he'd get a call from my mother. But but no, she wouldn't do that. But he was like, okay. And I never looked back. I never looked back. And I've been working Mary Kay full time. I had my first child when I was 30, so it was a little later on, you know, than most people. Um, so between 30 and 38, I had those 4 babies and worked my Mary Kay business, you know, pretty much, you know, full time. And so I'm just so thrilled and excited because I don't think people who have never been in Mary Kay even know what they're missing because
Mhm.
because of everything that we experience.
Mhm.
Because it is not like that in the real world.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. And so my thing is that, oh gosh, I wish that every single woman would try Mary Kay for at least a year, because the values, the things that you learn about yourself, the person who I am today is not the person who I was many, many years ago. I was always very shy, the back of the room type of a person. I loved people and I loved connecting people, but yeah, so just the personal growth, um, just discovering who you really are and giving you an outlet to use the gifts that truly you were born with,
Yeah.
that we don't get to exercise at our regular job, because you know there's no room for that. You just got to do what you got to do, and that's it. So and never looked back. And my mom and I, we've always had a very close relationship, but our relationship is so much stronger today than it was, you know, back then. So I'm really, really thankful for it.
That's amazing. I love that. So for those of you who don't know, Kivian's mom is a retired national. And so national is like the epitome of Mary Kay. And so everyone wants to become a national because of
Yeah.
everything that comes with that title. And it's not just the trips and the cars and the big checks, but just, you know, having, I always picture like, you know, when I'm in like my vision and my vision board, it's just all of these women and how you've touched every single one of their lives. Like that is, you know, you've arrived if you're a national. And what I love about that, about your story, and I've always looked kind of up to your mom and you and the relationship, is I have 2 daughters and I
Mm,
told them, and they're little, they're 10, but I always say when you are 18, your birthday present is
it's
going
good
to
to
be
be.
a starter kit.
Yes.
So because I feel exactly the same way you do, in that every woman should try this, even if it's for a year, even if
Mm,
it's for 6 months, I don't care. You need to take a peek into pink,
mm,
because as you said, and I'm just going to reinforce what you said, it's not that you're a bad person now, but the person that you become in this Mary Kay journey, you don't realize your greatness, you don't realize your power, you don't, and it's just everything around the society, all these things that kind of push down all that good stuff that God
mm.
put inside of you
Yeah.
to give to the world. And it's just everything around you starts to push down, whether, you know, you had trauma as a kid, whatever it is, everyone's got a story. But it, you know, I feel like Mary Kay, and I always say, like, if you don't believe that, you know, Mary Kay was put up, the woman Mary Kay was put on this earth. I mean, to think back, you know, when did the company start? 1963. And
Yeah.
here we are, 2020, and we continue her legacy. It's just, it blows my mind. I can, you know, drop to my knees and cry thinking about the impact that this woman's made. And that's why I wanted to reference the Mary Kay moments post, because you can see it in those pictures. One of the things I tell people all the time, especially if you're not in Mary Kay, go onto Instagram and follow the hashtag MyMKLife.
Mm.
That is, will give you a little tiny glimpse into what we mean when we talk about this Mary Kay, you know, this My MK Life, and all the things that come with this business. So I am going to go ahead and jump right into the questions. So thank you for sharing your awesome story. I'm going to jump into the questions. Um, this is my favorite part. And so so there's 10 questions and then there's a little bonus question, okay? So the first question is, what is your funniest Mary Kay story? I'm sure you have several.
Oh gosh. Well, my funniest. Oh goodness. Well, like I said, I've really, grown up in this. And I remember, I think it was my first year as a sales director. We went to, I think it was leadership or seminar, and my mom had a Hawaiian luau, and which was great. However, I'm always the person that gets selected because I'm the daughter. Honey, just do this. You could just do this. So I'm like, you can't say no. You can't say no to Vivian, right? And I didn't want to make a scene, so she made me. I was wearing the strapless blue dress, and she goes, "Just put these on." And I go, "What are these, Mom?" She goes, "They're coconuts." I go, "Coconut, like for where?" Like, just put them on. She goes, just put them on. So I, of course,
Stop it. I need to see a picture of that.
I know. Well, actually, I have to tell you, because I enrolled a sales director, Myrna Gomez, in that. She's my offering sales director. I was like, I am not doing this by myself. Now, remember, I was the back of the room type of a person, right?
No.
And now you're putting me in the front with these fake coconuts. And if you can see, I do not have much. So the coconuts, it just did not look right on my body. But I did it, and everyone had a laugh, and it was fun. But for then on, I was in the front of the room and either the dancer or the whatever. So
the coconut girl. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. All right, number 2. What is, according to Clifton, what is your name? One of your strengths. Doesn't have to be your number one.
Oh goodness. So it's between like activator and connector. I'm definitely one of the things that I absolutely love, what I love in ministry and what I also love in my Mary Kay business is I love to kind of I like to bridge the gap between people. Like I love to see, I don't have to be like, I'd rather a girl, one of my consultants get a prize, or I rather this one get the recognition, but I love to connect people, and I love to connect to people. So I'm the type of person that when I walk into the room, I'm looking at, who can I connect with? Who can I go say hello to? Who's not who's not in a group right now that I can kind of go over and be like, "Hey, how are you? My name is," and kind of just bring them in and start a conversation with somebody else, and then I go find somebody else. Like that's usually that's just my first my first
instinct.
Yeah, it's my first instinct. It's just who I'm naturally created to be. I just want everybody to find community. I want people to find where they belong. I want them to feel wanted. I want them to feel loved. I never want anybody who's ever in my space. I don't care if the room is like 3,000 square feet versus 100 square feet. I never want anybody to leave my space feeling better than when they first walked in. So that's
that's a beautiful example of working in your strengths, right? I love that. That's great. And I could totally see that. I'm like thinking of like times where we've been in the room together, and I can totally see that. Thank you for sharing that. So the third question is, what is your personality style? I already know the answer, but please let people know. Are you dominant and influencer, or conscientious? D, S, or C?
I am actually, I'm an IS, surprisingly enough. Like I really do, which is very interesting because when I look at myself, like eyes are very like all over the place. But yet I do like safety, security. I like steady. And at the same time, I love change, So I love to have fun. I love to, be in a room and yeah, I mean, life is too short, right? To just be like,
Agreed.
no, we've got to bring some fun to the party. So, and if you think I'm a high I, my mother is like quadruple what I am. So I get tired when I'm in her space. Yeah. But, yeah, I like to definitely have fun and bring some laughter.
Strong. I always felt like she's got this strong demeanor about her, like a strong woman.
Oh,
And
she's a DI.
that right. And it's not like, like you're scared of her, but it's very like you respect her, like, because she's a lot of fun, but then it's like, okay, we're doing
And
this.
that's,
And I'm like,
it's
okay,
interesting that's interesting. And if I can just kind of like expand on that a little bit, because that, when people see us together, or if they just see me for the first time, they're like, you must be Vivian Diaz's daughter. I'm like, what gave it away? Like, I don't know. But, I almost did not, as women, I think we naturally compare ourselves
Mhm.
to other people. And I thought at first, well, I'm not as dynamic as my mom. My mom is like a take charge type of person, but she loves to have fun.
Mhm.
And if, she'll enter a room and go, what is going on? Let's go,
Yeah.
and I have to feel it out a little bit. Like I'm a little, but that's one of the reasons why at first I didn't, start a Mary Kay business, is because I thought I had to be just like her.
Right.
But what I've grown into is growing, more comfortable in my own skin and who I am, and knowing that I don't have to be like anybody else, including my mom, in order to build a successful business. But yes, we are definitely the eyes, but she tires me out. She's 60. She's going to be what, 69 years old, 68 years old. Oh
No,
goodness,
stop it.
68 years old, and she is just
You're
like,
on camera.
yeah,
She doesn't watch this.
no,
She looks,
no,
she's 40. She looks amazing.
she does. She does.
And so, one of the things that I just wanted to mention is you just said that you felt like you couldn't do Mary Kay because you had to be a certain way. And the funny thing is, I was, one of the things that popped in my head was like, I loved being in Mary Kay because I felt like you could be you. Right.
Yeah.
And so, and no one was, and this is, and I've always been I'm from Jersey, man. You get what you get. You get what you get. It is what it is. Right. And so, I taught and I work with a lot of girls from Jersey, and I get a lot of like, well, so and so is saying I'm too much, and I'm like, really? Like, wipe your hands of that. Like, if
You
you're,
are, because
are
you were
who you are,
designed.
it is what it is. And I
Yeah.
feel like in Mary Kay, you can be that. You can, no one's saying anything. You like talk about, I laugh because people are obsessed with like this Rachel Hollis and a bunch of speakers about being authentic. And I'm like, we've been talking about that for however long Mary Kay's been around, right? Like we accept everything else. You got to be authentic. And that's what you should bring to the table. And that's one of the reasons why I asked these questions about your strengths and your personality and your basic needs, because everyone is so different. Every single person that I've talked to, and it's only done 4 episodes, everyone is completely different.
Yeah.
And I love that, so the number 4 question is, what is your basic need? And I think you touched on it a little bit. You said safety and security. Is that your basic need, or fun and pleasure?
Yeah, safety and security. I mean, I'm definitely not a power and achievement person. Like, I'm not all about, the position or anything else like that. I just want to I'm a little bit of fun, love and connecting, safety and security, but probably more of the love and connecting.
I could totally see that. Yeah.
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 And
When you talked about connecting, you were so passionate about it.
I
So,
am.
but you just mentioned safety and security before. So that's kind of, I was like, was that yeah. Okay.
No, I'm more of an I, and I just love that even more than the fun and pleasure, because I don't even have to have that all the time. It's more of the love and connecting. It's what I like to give. It's not so much that I have to receive it all the time, but it's what I love to give. Yeah.
That makes total sense. I totally see that. I think love and belonging would be number 1. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so do you know your love language?
Mine is time.
Okay.
Time, and acts of service. Yeah. Time and acts of service. I love the 5 love languages. I wish that everybody would learn theirs. So
Absolutely.
you can share with us how to best love you. I mean, I just did it with my kids the other day, my two oldest, because, teenagers,
Mm,
we all have teenagers. I'm praying
mm,
for you
yeah.
because, and especially boys, they don't like to talk about anything. How was your day? Good. I'm like, okay. But when I ask them those questions, I'm like, hey, let's talk a little bit about this. My one said, "You son, he doesn't like physical, like he's like,
Mhm.
to hug him, it's like whatever. But I'm a hugger, and so I love to hug. That's my way of trying to connect
And
with
you're
him. And
like,
and and he's like,
you're trying to,
Mom. And then my other one loves hugs, and he loves hugs, and he goes, I said, what makes you feel most loved? And he goes, when daddy pats me on the head. It's funny the way him and my husband, when daddy pats me on the head and says, baba, and
oh,
he's 13, and
yeah.
you would think, oh, that wouldn't matter to you, but yeah. So that's important. So I encourage everybody, find out what your love language is, so that you, as us as your sales directors, know how to love you best.
Correct.
Find out what your kids are, what your husband's is, your mom, your brother, whoever it is, because I think, and we have the time to do it now, right?
Mhm.
Which is really to find out. But yeah, mine is definitely time and acts of service. I like when I walk in the room and the bed is made.
Oh, that's so funny. My husband is acts of service. And so he's not
Mine
a
too.
touchy-feely guy. He's not words of affirmation. However, he will make dinner, do a load of dishes, whatever. And I'm like, yes.
Yes, I
Um,
know.
so yeah, and mine is gifts. So I love um like just going, like I think it through, and they must love I just put so much thought into gift giving.
I
um
know that about you because
like
you were the one that jumped at getting gifts. I remember I was going through our texts and you got the gift for Cindy at the last or two
yeah,
events that we
remember
did.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I just love, and not so much getting gifts, like because I buy my own stuff, but giving gifts, like I'm like, oh my, like it's just so much thought into it. And it's funny, so these are the things that I just, and again, going back, I know Mary Kay, but I never would have known about any of this stuff.
Mm,
you know and like working with your people and loving on them the way that they like to be loved
yes.
on, and their basic needs and their personality styles, and you know consultants working together and saying like, oh well, that comment was, she's such an eye, and that where in any other platform, any other work or whatever, they would take offense to it and everyone's up in their feelings,
Mm.
but now people know each other's personalities and it's just great. So I love it. Okay, so if you were to start Mary Kay today, knowing what you know,
Oh, goodness.
what would you do different, if anything?
I would not let fear get in the way. Oh my gosh. I would not let fear get in the way. Um, and I
That's a
would
good one.
I would grab a whole, yeah, I just think that, we think about, maybe that's the security in me, like I'm like the what if, I'm not a risk taker, that type of thing. Like, oh my gosh, what if it doesn't happen? What if I fail? What if I succeed? What if I do really great? What is it? What, oh my God, who's gonna, and we have all these questions. And so I would have, if I would have joined at 30, I know I could have, and really did all that I could do with the tools that Mary Kay has, with the leaders that I have behind me, with the encouragement that I'm giving, the belief that is poured into me. I would have been a national at 35 years old.
Wow.
I would be like, I absolutely would have just taken it full throttle and just gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's powerful,
absolutely.
because fear is like the killer of any dream, really.
It
It's
is. And it's interesting. There's a story that I think my mom told me, and it says there was this man that was having a garage sale, and the devil, or the enemy, that's what I say, came by, and he found this tool, and he was like, I need to buy this tool. And the guy goes, oh, that's not for sale, or no, I need to buy it. I need to buy it. I need to buy it. And it turned out that tool that he wanted to buy was doubt. And doubt is the one thing that I think can be planted in us is not something that someone just pours into us. It's just a seed of doubt that I think is planted in us. And then we grow that doubt, and it takes little, just like a thorn bush, how it can just unravel,
Mhm.
it just
Yep.
takes a hold of everything. And it impacts every part of your life, impacts you as a mom. You doubt how you're mothering your children, how you're being a wife to your husband, how you're working as an employee, how you're as a consultant, sales director. I mean, it really just infects every area of your life. And through that, fear is built and anxiety is built and all of these things. And not that, I don't still deal with some of those things, but if I knew at the age of 30 what I know now, oh no. I would have been like, move over doubt, move over fear, because you're going to lead to nothing else but, things that are not going to lead me in the right direction. So I'm not even going to feed into it. So,
Yep, right. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, because that is definitely, I mean, fear is the killer. That, and I love your analogy of the doubt, because you're right. If like if you can visualize it, like that would be like the seed planted, and then it takes all the other things take root from that. So that's
yeah.
awesome. Thank you. Um, the next question is, if Mary Kay didn't exist, or if you had not said yes to the opportunity, what one thing would be lacking or missing from your life? And it can be a one-word answer.
Oh, oh goodness. There's so many that are
I
going
know,
through my mind.
right?
I know. I'm like, sisterhood, friendship,
Yep.
fun, tribe. Like, um, I think possibilities. I think possibilities, because from all these things, yeah,
That's good.
I don't think women are really given an outlet where they can really dream and think bigger than where they are right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
And I think that I would, for the majority of the women that I speak to, it's, what is your dream? They're like, what is that? That's like a foreign word, because they're so stuck and so content as to, where they are, maybe the cards they've been handed, or what's that saying,
Yeah.
and uh, yeah, so I think what we'd be missing would be possibilities.
That's awesome. That's a great, and it's funny that you touch on that, because before this pandemic, when we do, the questions, we interview people and talk to them about the business, and we always ask them their dream. I've had women like start crying in the middle of an
Yeah,
interview, because no one's ever asked them that.
yeah,
And
it's
so,
incredible.
and it's like, how do you not that how do you not know, but like no one, like, and I don't even know if it's proper to say, but like no one ever cared to ask you what your dream was. What is your dream? Like, I've had women like literally in tears. And gosh, I never really thought about it. And the other thing is that when you ask them about their dreams, most of them is it's tied to them, but it's mostly about their kids, about do you know what I mean? It's never like your dream, you know? And so that's definitely, I love that, possibilities. That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay true to Mr. James Lipton. And so the last three questions are his actual real questions from his 10 question
Okay.
game thing that he plays. So um number 8 is, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh my gosh. I would go to school to be um a professional decorator slash architect slash contractor, because I'd love to build my own house. Seriously.
Yeah.
I wish I knew how to knock down walls and create new doorways and put in windows and do all that, because I love to do that. I love to switch around furniture. I love to decorate my home. I'm very much about my home.
You watch those home shows a lot? Is that
I
your
would be Joanna and Chip Gaines, like, just mesh me together. Like, I love those two. They are like, I feel like we're friends, because I watch them all the time, and because he's kooky and I am kooky. And she's just so level-headed and so, like calm. I'm not so much like that, but I'm fun. And so yeah, I probably would go into like interior design.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like.
Did you go to the silos, like the Magnolia thing when you were in Texas?
No, I'm so
Oh my
mad. I
gosh.
know. I actually said that the next seminar, this seminar, but we'll go next year.
Yeah.
That we'll go to the silos. I wanted to go
Yeah.
with my husband because I think it's only an hour and a half or something like
Oh,
that.
so we did that. So we always do something with the directors. And so
Mm.
we went, like last year we went to Dallas Stadium and we had a tour and we were in the locker room. It was great. And the year before that we did the Magnolia thing. We went and we had like the little bakery thing and we went to the
Mm.
store. It was a lot of fun. But highly recommend
Amazing.
it. Just be like that. Absolutely. Love it.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
have her books,
Oh yeah,
follow the
I actually
blog.
saw them at Costco. They had like all the books out.
Yeah. Oh, I
Bunch of
just love her. But yeah, that brings me joy to be able to do
them.
stuff in my house. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so what profession would you not like to do?
There's not much that I would not like to do. Like I'm usually game for like everything. Like if you wow, I didn't give thought to that because I not want to do. Anything that has to do with bad news, I don't want to do. I don't know what that is. Maybe I would not like to be a news broadcaster. Maybe that's it because I feel like so much of what they do is of what they have to share is not good. So maybe that would be
Yeah.
me.
Yep, I wouldn't want to do that job either. um, all right, and so this is the last one. What would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would love God to give me a high five, a fist pump, and say, "Great job, my daughter." Like, yeah, I just want him to. I'm praying that I'll get that type of uh,
Welcome.
welcome. Yes, like, but I see God as being a really, I mean, there's a verse in the Bible that says, "Well done, good and faithful servant."
That's
That's what
awesome.
we want God to say. But I think of God as being really cool and down to earth. And yeah, he's given me a couple of fist pumps throughout my life. So
Love that.
I think that's what he would do. Yeah, I'm
We call
hoping
them,
so.
what do we call them? God winks in Mary Kay.
Oh, I've never heard
God, I got that from Barbara Sundin.
that
God,
before.
yeah.
I love that.
So,
I should know that. Barbara's like my
yeah.
grandmama
Oh,
and Mary Kay, but I love that.
Barbara. Barbara is amazing.
She is.
All right. So the bonus question is, this is a fun one, is if you could pick two people to quarantine with, they can be dead, alive, fictional, non-fictional, or or a non-fictional person. Who would that be? And your
Okay.
family and your husband don't count because you're already quarantined with them.
Wait, say it again.
Your family, like your husband and your like your kids don't count because you're already quarantining with them, right?
Yes. Okay, so I probably would want this is going to be really because I'm a big Marvel fan.
Ah,
So,
love
I
it.
mean, with boys, so it would kind of be between Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and Captain Marvel. One of those, because I would want them to teach me how to kick someone tiny. Like,
Oh
really, I would
my
be
God, I
like,
love that. Yeah.
um, and and then I would like to I would it's between Mary Kay Ash and my grandmother.
Oh,
They're both in heaven right now, but yeah, like I think I would yeah, between the both of them because they were so full of just encouraging, they I mean I never met Mary Kay Ash, my mom did, but the belief and the confidence and the of Mary Kay Ash. I mean, we read it in her book, and if anybody has the time to read it, do I have it here? I don't have it here, but that that book is just incredible. I just love her heart, her heart for women, all over, from all walks of life, and the desire that she had for us. And so yeah, probably Mary Kay Ash and Black Widow. There we go.
Awesome. That's awesome.
But
That's
I can see
amazing.
Mary Kay doing some of those punches too.
Yeah, totally. That's so, and you'll stay in shape.
I will stay in shape. That's right. And then
So
feeding your brain and your mind, right?
totally.
While you're keeping in shape.
Yep. I love that. That's funny. All right. So that was okay. So that was about that. That was the last question. So thank you, Kivian. This was so much fun having you here, and sharing your story. You are so funny and always a joy to be around. And I hope that you know, touch somebody, or there's someone out there that can relate to you or one of your stories. And that's, again, this is the purpose of this and the platform. I always like to end with sharing a little bit about the business, just because I absolutely love this new promotion that they're doing, and it's only till the end of this month.
Yeah.
And so let me see if I can share the screen. And I always like to share the info, because I don't know if there's somebody out there who, here it is. Can you guys see that? Yep, there it is. I don't know if there's somebody out there like this. I always say, you just listen, because this might not be for you, but it could be for somebody that you love, or someone that could use this opportunity. And right now, there's not been a better time to come into Mary Kay. I believe, even through this pandemic, it's funny because we've already had these systems in place to be able to work virtually. We're just using them more than we used to, right? And so it's always been $100 to start. Maybe when I started, it was $100, which was 10 years ago. And so you get an amazing bag filled with over $400 in products, and that's what's here in the orange column. And so that is, the typical normal full starter kit at 100. But what I wanted to emphasize is that you have options now. And so if you look at the green column, you can start Mary Kay for $30. And I was like, $30, like I spend $30 like going to pick up bagels and coffee for me and my kids, right? And so, and I'm like, $30. I used to say $100 isn't going to break the bank, but it can change your life, right? $30 is like, we all have 30. If you rolled coins right now from your like piggy bank, I bet you'd have more than $30, right? And so what you get is kind of like your Mary Kay membership to come into the business. They give you a consultant number. You get access to a website, and a website. If you're gonna build a website, you know how expensive that would be. And so Mary Kay already has a platform for you, and it's awesome. So you have your own.
And they do it all for you. It's amazing.
Yes, it's beautiful. And so they give you your own website where people can go on and shop. And then in addition to that, they give you ProPay, which is just a system that we use in order to accept credit cards from clients. And it's tied into your website. So they can go in, place an order, and, it charges their card or whatever. And now, we are in quarantine. We're not going to people's houses. People are shopping online more than ever. I'm shopping online more than ever.
Every day.
Like Amazon and J. Crew and Zara's at my door. I'm like, oh, I got another package. My husband's like, what is all this stuff? Nah, don't worry about it. And so everyone's shopping online. And so retail therapy, I think, is like a real thing during quarantine. And so that's the kit for you. I always say, like, that's an amazing way to come into Mary Kay. It's only till the end of this month. I don't know if they'll extend it. I hope they do, but why take a chance? $30 again is it's nothing really. And then there's my favorite one here in the hot pink. And that's, you get both. You can get both. You can get the starter kit and the e-start for $130. And so, it's like the best of both worlds. And in
Mhm.
addition to that, one of the things I didn't mention is we have all these new digital marketing tools, between the scanner for your skin, which I mean, that is such a game changer. You're able to go on an app, place your orders, you're able to go on an app and get training. And then plus you get so one of the things I always say is that I think stands us apart from other, businesses or whatever is that we have such a sense of community and we all help one another. And so, I have girls on my team that might get something from Kivian or another direct. We all work together. My consultants are friends with like Tara's consultants, and they love each other and they share ideas. And there's such a you're always, what is that saying, you're in business for yourself but not by yourself.
Right.
And there's so much truth to that. We're all helping, we share ideas. And as directors, we're constantly sharing ideas. We're on Voxer. And what do you think about this? What do you think? So it's such an awesome like interaction. We're always sharing stuff and helping one another and coming up with ideas. And it's just such a nice sense of community. And I love, 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 love that about Mary Kay. So you get that.
No, you get it.
Yeah, I mean,
You
that's
get it all.
you
You
get
get it all. Yes.
it.
And
So
if I can just share one last thought, is that okay? Like for myself, and then
yeah,
of course I'm
absolutely.
going to close it out. I mean, ladies, I honestly, I mean, no matter where you are, wherever season of life that you are, like I want to go back to what I said earlier, which is I think that every single woman should give at least a year to Mary Kay. Number one, to see, women are going to come into this company for a specific reason. Maybe they're just looking to make a couple of extra bucks so that they can, put towards one time event or whatever it may be. They might come in for a season of their life, right? Or they might be lifers. Now, I know Jessica and I, we're both lifers in Mary Kay. We are
Yeah,
not leaving, we are not going anywhere because it has brought so much value to our lives, to our families. And we just love being able to do what we're doing. But if you are, whether you are in a job that you absolutely love, like we're so happy that you found something that you love, because it truly is our desire that you would be, exercising in the area where you're just like, I've been made for this, right? But whether you're at a job that you love or at a job that you hate, or maybe right now you're it's a difficult time because maybe because of the pandemic, you've had to step away from your job. um, Please, I absolutely encourage you, I'm not begging, I'm just encouraging you, give this a try. Give this a try, because again, for some of you it might be different reasons. You're coming in because you want to make some extra money, but for others of you, you're just looking to kind of get out of this box that maybe somebody in your life, or maybe even yourself included, have put yourself in this box and felt like, well, if it's not in the box, then I can't do it. Many of you just need to, I'm going to encourage you to spread your wings, to step out of the box, because there's so much more for you. And we just want to be able to show you or give you a tool that can get you to where you want to be or to what you want to have. So if you can honestly tell yourself and say, well, I know that the dream that I have, and if you have not yet been able to dream, then reach out to Jessica if she's your sales director, or reach out to a friend that you know that is a bigger thinker than yourself and say, help me dream, help me put this together. And we'd love to then be able to share with you how Mary Kay can get you to that place, because we believe in it so much. This opportunity is, I think, one of the biggest blessings of this land or of this world, because we're not just in the United States, we're in 40 other countries, right? Which is just absolutely incredible. And so the doors that it has opened, the stories that we've heard, the people that we've seen transformed, it's real. It's real. And I can definitely say I'm one of those people that has definitely been transformed. So if you're looking for something like that and we can meet a need in your life, we would love the opportunity to work with you and be able to help you to get there, along with the tools that Mary Kay has given you as well. So,
absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. You are on
mhm.
the money with that. And I keep telling, I keep thinking actually, the things that are going on now in the world, right? Had it not been, and that's not just for me, I'm talking about probably about everybody in Mary Kay, right? Had it not been for this, whether this is your full time or your plan B, like a lot of people would be in trouble, right? I know people in my unit paying for their car notes, putting food on the table, whatever,
Mm,
and it's because of, this plan B that maybe they were just playing, like you said, they came in maybe for a discount, maybe they came in, to make a few bucks, but when push comes to shove, there's really some, truth to what you just said about, a lot of truth to what you just said. It just, being able to do that for your family, do that for yourself. I mean, it just what a blessing, what an absolute blessing.
huge,
Absolute
huge, huge
blessing.
blessings.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. This is so fun.
Thank
Um,
you.
if
Yeah.
anybody has any questions, let me just go through this thing real quick to see if anybody, a lot of hellos, hellos, hellos. Um, Ladies, if anyone has any questions, I love my Mary Kay life. That was so cute. We got a bunch of people watching.
Oh, yay.
Words of affirmation, people putting in their
Love languages. I love it.
languages, people skills. Hey, Jazz. Hi, Dana. Awesome. Okay, so no one has any questions, but you can go ahead and post them even afterwards, and we'll try to answer them when you can. I know some people might not be watching right now, but I will put the playback into the group. And thank you. This was so
Thank
fun.
you, Jessica. This was a privilege. I really do appreciate you asking me and or allowing me to be a part of this. And yeah, what fun. Yay.
Awesome. Okay, so tune in next Saturday at 11, same bat channel. It's not Marvel, but whatever. um,
It's okay. It works. It's okay.
I have a boy too, so I do know comics.
There
Actually,
you go.
the Star Wars family. But
Oh, that's true. We love it all. Yeah.
tune in next week, and we have a special guest next week. And so, again, thank you everybody for watching. And Kivian, thank you so much for being a part of this. Have a great, great long weekend. Enjoy. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.